Welcome to the one-on-one show at AFC Youth Magazine. My name is Miriam Chikarakara, and tonight we're going to talk about AFC Youth Magazine project. I believe some of you have seen our posts and advertisements on our social media platforms, which include but are not limited to our Facebook page, WhatsApp platform, YouTube channel, Twitter, and Instagram. So to do this, with me, I have Mr. Bright Marume, who was the publishing director of AFC Youth Magazine project. Welcome, Mr. Bright Marume. Can you give us a short introduction of who you are in AFC Youth Magazine?
My name is Bright Marume. I am a member of AFC Tafara branch. I'm also into youth leadership. I'm a leader at AFC Tafara Youth. I'm a vice chairperson, and at Mavugo Village, AFC Mavugo Village Youth Fellowship, I am an organizing secretary there and a committee member of Rari East District Youth Fellowship. That is popularly known as Eastern Highlands. I am to narrate on the background of the AFC Youth Magazine project, which is now very big. It's now a big project, known nationwide. This whole initiative started in AFC Mavugo Village Youth Fellowship. AFC Mavugo Village falls under East District or Eastern Highlands District. It's more like a zone which comprises of, currently there are now 6 branches under the AFC Mavugo Village zone, or under the AFC Mavugo zone. But currently it is the name which is just used is village. These zones are called villages. So within this village, there is a youth fellowship also, and it is an administrative structure made up of leaders from these other branches, the 6 branches, that is Eastview 1, Eastview 2, and we have Chikurubi, we have Masasa, we have Tafara, and we have Mavugo. So we can understand that there is a committee that leads other youth within this Mavugo village or within this zone. We can understand that this administrative structure was put in place, if I'm not mistaken, that was around 2016. But my tenure into office, or I got into this committee in 2017, that was end of March, together with Brother Laston, the host of this program. We can understand that during that time, when he got into the committee, we then started planning or coming up with initiatives that would help this whole youth initiative to become, this whole youth fellowship to become a little bit more interesting, to have a whole lot of other programs that helps other youths to participate and to have more interest in youth program. So in 2017 April, we then came up with an idea of having a newsletter. I acknowledge Brother Laston. He then came up with an idea, and he said, no, he was now the chairperson of AFC Mavugo Village Youth Fellowship, and I was the organizing secretary. That's when I got into the committee as the organizing secretary. Now, given this position he was holding, he then came up with an idea of having a newsletter that would circulate within these branches, which are part of AFC Mavugo Village Youth Fellow, which are part of AFC Mavugo Village. This newsletter was set to capture certain events that will be happening within branches, so as to give interest within other youths, within other in other branches, so that they can learn from other branches. That is peer-to-peer learning. When you learn from the other youths, then whatever they do, they write down, then they hand over to the committee, and the committee comes up with a newsletter. Then it circulates it into other branches, and we can learn from each other. That is peer-to-peer learning. That was the whole idea behind this initiative. And also having this newsletter would also help for records within the other future generation that would come to see where this like what was done by these other youth within the previous generation. And also it was to market this youth fellowship for it to be appreciated even by the main wing. But now, as we were discussing with the brother last one, we were very close by then. We were always together. That was during the period I had finished my my A level. Then I was so much free. We were discussing a whole lot of other things pertaining to this AFC Mabuku Village Youth Fellowship. And now, discussing this idea, we then decided to broaden this idea into coming up with a magazine that is capturing all the events happening in Mavuku Village branches, the youth events, the youth articles, anything or everything to do with youths in schools, their programs they do at their branches, everything that has something to do with youths in Mavuku Village. So we then started on the work, and it was a very, very good thing. We really enjoyed doing it.
All right, Mr. Marume, I get the point. So when you started, okay, what can I say? When you collected the articles, did anyone just edit the articles, or you had a specified committee to work on the magazine articles?
Now, given the fact that this was a first time, and moreover, printing a magazine, not just some bond papers or in assignment, it was quite a little bit challenging. But given the grace of God and the support we got from individuals like Mr. Mr. Ebet Mpondi, that is from AFC Fellowship main wing, we can understand that it became a little bit easier. Though sometimes we had to walk for distances, trying to get resources together. Maybe the gloss paper which we used would be found maybe within the industrial park. That is maybe along Sege Road, while least you are printing in town, Harare CBD. So it became a little bit difficult, but there was quite a lot of work that was done to make sure that everything is intact. And I acknowledge the support of the production team. I shall just read out their names. Unfortunately, maybe I will not be able to name their respective, like the respective positions they were holding within the production of the magazine, or the roles they played. But generally, we had Mr. Fibion Mamunze, that is the AFC Mavuku Village Youth Coordinator. We had Father A. Gosho, that is from AFC Chikurube branch. These helped us with editing, and they were assisted by Mr. B. Chirinda from AFC Main Wing Fellowship, Tafara branch, and Tinashe Maburu, a youth member at AFC Tafara. And we also had Tulani Magadlela and Sister Alice Chibonga. Tulani Magadlela, brother Tulani Magadlela, the current chairperson of AFC Mavuku Village Youth Fellowship, and Sister Alice Chibonga. These were helping us with the designing, etc. Then we had Sister Juliet Chumbura, who was holding the financial bag. She also worked very hard, especially during the time I had departed from Harare, just towards the launch. These worked very, very hard in order to make all the resources available we had brother Manson Munzwembiri. These were also assisting us. And we also had Sister Taro Chokurama, Sister Polite Mpindi, Sister Tabith Thompson, and Sister, by then, Sister Christabel, rather, Sister Christabel Topa. She was later on married. Then they wedded with brother Tapiwa Gumunyu, and we all celebrated very well because this was a greater achievement and a product of AFC Mavugo Village Youth Magazine. And also we had brother Tamuka Masango. These were the people who were within the production team. And last, but the one who played more like a greater, I can just say a greater role. We had Sleepless Nights. His brother Laston Chirinda, who was the production manager, and I was the publishing director. Bright Marume was the publishing director. So this is the team which worked tirelessly to make to put things in order, given the fact that this was our first time, and there were a whole lot of hustles that were made to make things work, and they really worked hard, these individuals. I acknowledge them. Now, having in mind all these plans to compile a magazine for the AFC under the name of AFC Youth Mavugo Village Magazine, then we started capturing events, stories, articles from all the members of AFC Mavugo Village Youth Fellowship. So what we did on the 21st of May 2000 and in fact, within the end of April, the end of the month of April, we started calling for articles that would make up a magazine, and people started sending articles. We just did a general call for articles within all the branches which are part of Mavugo Village, AFC Mavugo Village. So when we made that call, we understood that there were some gaps, that is some knowledge gaps, and also information gaps. That is, the other youths who are in the branches or who were in the branches were not quite aware of like how to write articles. What's this whole initiative all about? What are we supposed to write exactly? And also the people who would submit those articles to us, some of the children didn't have like cell phones on which they could type and send to us via WhatsApp. So there were some gaps. We then noticed that there are some gaps there within the call which were made and the responses that were coming up. So we then decided on the 21st of May 2017, we then decided to set up a committee for AFC Mavugo Village Youth Fellowship Magazine Committee that would comprise of representatives from each and every branch beside this already existing AFC Mavugo Village Youth Fellowship Committee. Then that magazine committee would assist the AFC, the already existing committee, in compiling these articles and providing information or circulating information to other youths within all the branches on issues pertaining to how to write the articles and how to compile them, etc. And even these were to be our contact persons, the people who would communicate with, so that it becomes easier. We provide the information required, and they also give us back the articles. They orient others. Then we started capturing, and it became very easy to capture, given the fact that we now had representative, or will be now having representatives within the branch.
Okay, so Mr. Marume, as the publishing officer, how did you make sure that your magazine reached every corner? And how did you make sure that everyone, like almost like we do this so that everyone can actually get access to the magazine, right? So as the publishing officer, how did you publish the magazine so that it could reach every corner and everyone could have their own copy?
With this in existence, this committee, a magazine committee in existence, they managed to communicate to their branches and to us at the same time, and we received an overwhelming response, that is from all the youths within the branches, and even them, the committee, the committee members, they were so much active. They really participated with passion, and we managed to gather articles, and we also had a strategy of categorizing articles, that is those to do with the lifestyle of youths within their school environments, their work environments, college environments, and also just memory verses, and also maybe motivational articles, and also we had some from articles from advisors, like writing about dressing, writing about spiritual life. Just a whole lot of areas were touched and were being touched within the articles that were coming, and we categorized all the articles. Then that was now giving a skeleton structure to the look of our magazine. Now, having managed to capture these stories from different categories and from different youths, we started now framing the structure of our magazine, and also looking in also editing all the articles which were being sent. We can understand that we wanted uniformity within the articles, that is having almost similar English or similar quality of English, despite maybe beside writing style, etc. So with that, we started editing the articles, and for sure it was a very hard work that was done there. You can understand Brother Laston would even help me during the night, like he'll be awake editing and trying to come up with something that is more presentable to the readers. And he would communicate. Some articles would just come maybe via WhatsApp, then he would give me, then I would edit them. And I was using a very small phone. Then he would put them into Word. Then when we put them on Word, then I send them to him. Then we start editing. Then we started coming up with a more like a skeleton structure, and the magazine started emerging now. And it was a very good experience, quite tough to some extent, because it would take maybe nights and nights of editing. Now, all these efforts having been done by the production team, and having had the participation of all the youths within AFC Mavuku village, the whole efforts, the whole hustling, all culminated into the magazine launch, which was held on the 10th of September 2017. Then this was the day when the magazine was launched, and this event was attended by the Ray East District leadership from Main Wing, in the person of Reverend Chura, who was then the secretary for the Ray East or Eastern Islands District, and also the village leaders and youths from all the branches in AFC Mavuku village. And this was a colorful event indeed, celebrating all the efforts that have been done, and celebrating the first ever AFC magazine, not AFC Youth Magazine, but the first ever AFC magazine. And this was a remarkable event. This was a memorable event in the sense that it was a celebration of something which haven't been done before. And this was a very, very good thing to celebrate. And after that, we can understand on the day we received a very, very greater response, and the magazine was welcomed very well with the main wing, with the youth from other villages and the districts. We can understand that after that, there was this magazine page, the AFC Youth Magazine page on Facebook. It was later on put in place, and it started capturing events from AFC Mabuku Village Youth Fellowship, the main wing, and then went to provincial level, district level, the national level, and it's now helping a lot of people, especially during this lockdown period, where people cannot meet but can only communicate online. And you can understand that in brief, this was the journey of the first ever AFC magazine, which was done by the AFC Mavuku Village Youth Fellowship. And I can simply say we look forward to having more and more other initiatives, more and more other projects. And it was indeed a job well done, given all the efforts that were put forward to make sure that this thing becomes a success. So with this, viewers, I thank you so much, and we look forward to working with you in various other initiatives that will come in future as Mavuku Village Youth Fellowship. And with this, I thank you.
Wow, it is great having you, Mr. Bright Marume. We wish to see you next time with more initiatives.